Greetings and welcome to a Monday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is September 1st. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing well. I gotta say, September 1st, it's probably my favorite day in the Midwest. We've been treated a heat wave where I am.
Really?
It's one of the 10 to 15 days that I lament not having air conditioning in my house. I'm battling the elements.
What are we talking
today.
about? How hot when you
100.
say you need? Oh God. Okay. Substantial. Not like 86. Okay.
No.
All right.
100.
Okay.
Battling the elements. This is like when the AC goes out in the gym. It is it might be perspiring during this podcast, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna tough it out. And I gotta say,
Well, God will. God
one
bless
way
you.
that you can control the elements, one way that you can make sure that you don't have to deal with the elements like this is with the Groove It brush.
You're going right to the Groove It brush. 1 minute and 10 seconds per my count to the Groove It brush. You could go to grooveitbrush.com, use the promo code fried egg for 15% off. You really are just throwing me a curveball here. I'm like, you know what I look like? I look like Chapel Bill, just with my mouth agape and the headset on right now as they're getting just waxed in North Carolina at halftime here. He looks like Tom Watson in the 2014 Ryder Cup. Needs to go back to retirement. But here I am, grooveitbrush.com.
It's like when he threw the pick six, and then the pan to the crowd. Everybody just aghast. This is what we signed up for.
You want to control your environment, if that's what we're calling it. Control your tools.
Yeah, that's what the tour pros do. They scrub it after every shot. Their TrackMan numbers don't get messed up because they're controlling the environment, just like having AC when it's 100 degrees out.
You don't want messed up TrackMan numbers. We know that. Control everything you possibly can. You go to grooveitbrush.com, use the promo code fried egg. You get 15% off. It's veteran owned and operated. That's a good thing. I'd rather buy from someone I know, veteran owned and operated. Clean grooves mean better golf shots. Go to the original Groove It brush, holds water to spray and scrub all in one. So multitasking with one tool at grooveitbrush.com. And again, you get 15% off any purchase. I would suggest the brush. If you're going to grooveitbrush.com, I wouldn't get golf shoes. But you're a mini G guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the more compact, the lighter version.
Okay, that's you can do the mini G as well.
I got saliva that I can get the water down.
That's unsanitary. That's the old caddy trick. Go to Fried Egg. Use the promo code Fried Egg at grooveitbrush.com. Thanks to them for their support. It's September 1st. We are recording on the 1st. We're getting it under the wire here, late on Labor Day evening, East Coast time, 9:45. So
you're putting a lot of pressure on PJ to get this out on the 1st.
He'll do it. He'll turn and burn it. We're not going to go for another more than 15 minutes, maybe. That's why we did our Groove It brush ad. Here we are. There's not a lot to talk about. There's no PGA event. There was a DP World Tour event. Those ended. We'll talk about those in a minute. They ended, more than 36 hours ago as we record this.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Was this the least dramatic? I could, if you wanted me to.
You want to do a little good luck?
Shoehorn it in.
What I had to drink this morning when I woke up? No, go ahead.
Was this the least dramatic Ryder Cup picks in our lifetime? The European side.
The European side, I believe so. I think it was. I mean, there've been a few where it's just. Well, there was a time there where it's just like 2 picks, 3 picks, and it's Tiger, Phil, Tony Finau or something. But this is by far, for having such a wide room to roam with 6 picks and having almost zero tension, zero uncertainty for like the entire 6, lock, stock, not even for the last one was there any question. Yeah, it was pretty boring and unpredictable. They still managed the show dragged to like 40 minutes by the time we learned the 6th and final pick. They did a nice little job over there in Europe in Wentworth.
Isn't it amazing how they were able to do it without all the awkwardness of the American side?
I guess, but you know what?
I think like the show naturally is pretty awkward.
Yes,
but like it was like the European guys were like smiling. Instead of the Americans are just like it's a Zoom call and everybody's just like stone dead, no expression.
I don't disagree. It flowed nice. It took a while, but it flowed nice. I will say we're at the point in the Ryder Cup where we are really overanalyzing the Zoom call screenshots a little bit too much for my liking. I think we need to get the matches going there was a lot of content today around comparing, contrasting, and analyzing the Zoom call screenshots, but that's where we are. On the European Zoom call were Ludwig Oberg, Matty Fitzpatrick, last guy called, Victor Hovland, Shane Lowry, first guy called, John Rahm, looking like he was calling in from Phoenix and just rustled himself out of bed. It was 9 a.m. Eastern and 2 local, I believe, when they did the calls. Rahm was there, and Sepp Straka, also online. So that was your 6. I guess there was maybe some thought that the Fitz spot would be the most tenuous. Rahm, Ludwig, Hovland are all locks. Sepp had played well enough to be on the team and just played. So Fitz, apparently Luke Donald asked him to play the last 2 weeks. So he played in Switzerland, played wherever it was last week. Where was it last week? The Scottish? No, where was it last? I can't even remember. But he played. He obliged and went and played the 2 events.
Denmark last week?
Might have been the Danish thing. Wherever Alex Noren won.
The British Masters.
Yes, okay. Yeah. So Fitz goes and plays. And he gets the 12th spot. So, yeah, no drama. We'll get into plenty of analysis of, the actual matches and rosters with 3-4 weeks to go. Anything jump out to you about this process besides the Zoom reactions?
I would just... The big thing that I take away, I think this is the best, from on paper, the best European Ryder Cup team we've seen in forever.
It's pretty interesting that there aren't any weak link. This speaks to your predictability. Everybody is no one's a super weak link. Everybody's a natural choice, right? They're not just throwing guys on the end of the bench to fill out a roster. There's no Bronny James at the end of the bench here.
There's no big shot Bob Carlson.
It's remarkable that we were at Whistling Straits sleeping in our RV, and you're like, God, this team is kind of in shambles. There's Rahm, there's Rory, there's Victor, and then who knows what's going to happen here? Is this over with? They lost by 10. And here we are 4 years later on their next trip to America for Ryder Cup, and you're saying it's the strongest roster you can recall. I think that has a lot to do with the middle-aged guys kind of stepping up. The Lowry, Fleetwood, Hatton are bona fide studs at this point, have stepped up.
I think that's the big thing, is that you left 2021 thinking maybe that was the best that Fleetwood, Lowry, and Hatton would be.
Yep.
And they've gone up a whole nother level. And I think the same goes for Bob McIntyre and Sepp, where they've both gotten a lot better in the last 2 years. This is honestly maybe the first Ryder Cup of my lifetime where there's just not a random guy on the team, on the European team. And I was going to ask you, who's your favorite random European Ryder Cupper?
I need to think about this. I'd like to go the P Cup a little bit more. PJ, you want to jump in?
I loved Bernd Wiesberger. That was one of my favorites. The burnt cheeseburger.
Where did he even play?
He was in Paris.
Oh, that's right, because he was third in points for them somehow. Piss Bear was on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I always remember Chris Wood at Hazeltine. He was a good one. I feel for him. He's trying to work through it. Chris Wood was a good one. I like going back to some of the old guys that aren't more of our time, in the early 04 or 99. Obviously, you had the Jarmo Sandelin group down there at the bottom of the roster. There's some great ones.
Yeah, Søren Hansen.
Hansen.
One that got near the top of mine. I mean, there's so many good ones.
Is there a candidate on this roster for that?
I don't think so. That's my point. I don't think there's a I think the one that would you'd look back on time and say this is random potentially, if his career just flames out, would be Højgaard.
Yeah,
but like everybody else, it's like they've got some bona fides.
Yeah.
There's no Tomas LeVay on this team.
Oh, come on.
I was going to say, I got my Wiesberger years. He was at Whistling Straits, but I was going to say, are we sure that Rasmus isn't just some random guy that's popping it? Each of the Højgaards are not just some random guy? I guess we got to wait 2 years to find out at this point.
Well, I mean, this is what we're talking about. When we ran out of Whistling Straits, we're like, all right, they're going to need these Danes to play well. Ludwig, we didn't know quite, we heard he was a good young player, but didn't know. He became a pro and was immediately a viable option. And that's how we thought they were going to replenish and come back stronger. And that's not the way it's necessarily gone. I didn't mean to call those guys middle-aged, but I just meant more guys middle-aged of their career when you talk about Sepp, Lowry, Hatton, Fleetwood, those types. So anyways.
You know who's going to be a good one in 10 years?
Who?
The Bumblebee.
Oh, Andy Sullivan. That Hazeltine team had some detritus hanging onto the raft as they floated down, down.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I know. Bad players. Like they habitually always have a guy that's like 72nd in the world rankings. You're like, okay, well,
I don't mean to crush your Illini, but I think we kind of over.
Get out of here!
Tommy.
Don't even dare say Thomas
He's a
Peter.
Stud. He's talented. He's speedy. He's got a big bat. I don't know. I'm not gonna say he's just I don't know. We might over. And he became Rory's guy. He got a big profile pop for that. Anyways, the team this year is very well. Go ahead.
I don't know. He won the NCAA championship.
Okay, I'm talking about that 16 team. He was not the weakest guy. He's not at all. But there was a lot of
4-0-1 that week or something.
He was with Roy. Yeah, he had a good. He was great. He was great. I thought we were like he's going to be on the team the next decade. That was the narrative coming out of there. But we're speaking more specifically about that 16 team. Is there anything that could happen in the next month? So these guys are actually playing. They're playing. A lot of them are playing Irish Open. A lot of them playing at Wentworth. Anything does anybody have anything to prove? We'll get to the analysis of the actual match. Anybody need to do anything in these next couple weeks?
I don't think any of these guys have anything to prove.
There we go.
All you want is them to play well going into it. Play a couple good rounds of golf.
There you go.
That's all you're looking for, right?
Yep. They will be at the K Club for the Irish Open this week. We'll do schedule for the week. They're coming off the Omega Euro Masters in Switzerland. That was won by Thirsty Boy Lawrence from South Africa. Just was a disaster on the PGA Tour this year. I think he lost his card. Immediately goes back to Europe and wins by 2. He bogeyed his first 3 holes in the final round on Sunday. Still wins by 2. Beating Matt Wallace, Sammy Valimaki, and Rasmus. The aforementioned Rasmus, maybe just a guy. Maybe that's where he belongs with Valimaki. Matt Wallace, very emotional after his round, saying, he's the 13th guy. He's with Harry Hall and Nico and that kind of group, but he was very emotional about how he did everything he could to get in
there had to be another lad that they were going to insert in there. I feel like it would have been. I feel like they would have gone Nikolai before anybody else.
Yeah, I think you're right. If you're going to try to win an away Ryder Cup, they're as set up as well as they possibly could be, and we'll go into specifics. But why would you not want a bunch of guys who've played it, been in the arena, a captain's group that's already done it and been preparing for it for 3 years? It kind of has worked out perfectly, and they didn't just do. As much as we want to throw the Lads Club conspiracies at them, they didn't. These guys have all, to your point, they're all in form. Like the fact that they've all played, aside from one Højgaard for another, is kind of a miracle to fall into Donald's lap. And they're as well suited as you could be. They're not all playing their best golf, but as far as the roster goes,
I mean, Fitzy's was like the only spot. And after the PGA, do you know what he was ranked in the world?
I'll say like 27, 20, 22.
After the PGA championship?
After Quayle?
He was 85th in the world after Quayle.
Yeah,
and now he's 29th. So, like, that's the spot that was open.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I forgot.
Because he was playing so terribly.
Yeah.
And that was the spot that was wide open. And then this guy effectively has played like a top 10 player in the world the last 4 months. So it's like, there is no spot. Justin Rose, people were like, well, he's not playing great golf. He wins a playoff event.
Locks in, automatic qualifies. Yeah, they don't have a real true wink link. So that's your DP World Tour roundup. Congrats to Thirsty Boy. On the LPGA, Miranda Wayne, 26-year-old rookie, holds off Gino Thidikool. Wayne won the national championship for Duke in extra holes, a critical last match out there. And so she I don't know, I guess she was accustomed to the crucible of pressure, beats Thidikool, had to birdie one of the last two, birdie 17, makes a par on 18, wins by 1. Thidikool had a great final round. I think she missed only 2 fairways and 2 greens, and Miranda Wayne still beat her. I found this to be an alarming, not great trend for the LPGA. She's the 7th rookie to win this year. 26-year-old rookie. She's the 7th rookie to win this year. And there's no repeat winner through 23 first tournaments of the year on the LPGA. I believe the one stat I saw on Twitter is they have 24 winners in 23 events because one was the team, the Bay Dow Classic, whatever it is.
My God.
24 winners in 23 events. Kind of not great, I don't think, for the LPGA.
Think about what Roll-Up would be saying about the LPGA Tour.
Parity. Yeah. Kind of nuts. 7 rookies and 23 different winners. So congrats to Miranda Wayne winning that FM championship up there at TPC Boston. I want to do a quick Walker Cup. That's going to be event of the week. We'll do Wednesday schedule in a minute, next episode. But I want to do a quick Walker Cup flashlight. But first, not without a quick word, our friends at Good Walk Coffee. I woke up this morning. I did a little bit with my our good friend Gary Williams on the 5 Clubs program, but I had the coffee scheduled, ready to go. I had the fried egg blend, which is a little lighter roast. We have a shotgun start blend as well, which is a medium to dark roast. Medium dark. Fried egg is medium light. A little bit of the proceeds of this go to support our work, like getting out to Cypress Point, shooting a video, traveling around the world, creating good content. And you also get a consumable good that you take in every morning, like I did this morning. You go to goodwalkcoffee.com/shotgun to subscribe. Use the code SGS at checkout to save 20% on your entire order. But if you order a subscription, you're 10% off every time. You use that SGS code the first time. That's a combined 30% off on that first time and then 10% thereafter. Or just a one-time purchase, use SGS. You get 20% off. goodwalkcoffee.com/shotgun. All right. Little Walker Cup. We'll be drinking our Good Walk coffee on the Walker. I can't believe they're already there.
Bringing my Good Walk on the road.
They're doing like tailoring. The thing doesn't start till Saturday. They're all there already.
They were all out here on like Friday.
It's nuts. They're posting.
They got dinners every night.
There's not a match until Saturday.
But this is the whole history of this. This is back to the early days. Right. Here's my little Walker Cup flashlight. The one person I don't think will be there on a Tuesday.
We're late. We're late today. This is Duncan Evans, who was there the last time there was a Walker Cup at Cypress Point in 1981. I would wager guess he will not be there.
What's Duncan? This time. What's short for Duncan? Dunky?
Dunk?
What do you like? What are your friends? If your name's Duncan, what do your friends call you?
Dunky?
Dunk?
Yeah, Dunky, I think, is a good one.
Dunky.
Duncan Evans. So this comes from the Walker Cup.
Dunky Evans.
Great resource to use this week as you dive in to the event of the week. walkercup.co.uk. So this is a UK-based researcher. Ton of good stuff on that website. Quick flashlight. Welshman Duncan Evans played the 1981 Cypress Point Walker Cup, went 1-1-1. His half came in day 2 singles against Corey Pavin. Obviously, we know he went on. He had been 3 up at the turn, and he halved him. The year before, Evans won the Amateur Championship at Royal Porthcawl and was voted BBC Wales Sports Personality of the Year. Unfortunately, his golfing exploits in the early 80s, again, he was at the 81 Cypress Point Walker Cup, didn't prove to be the height of Evans' fame. In 2003, he was jailed for 3 years for his involvement in a $38 million value-added tax scam with, quote, Riviera Ray Woolley. Evans got 3 years and $2.9 million bill, whilst Woolley received 9 years and in order to repay $9.5 million. This is just the start. The pair had started a, quote, carousel or missing trader fraud in 1999, taking advantage of the fact that VAT is not charged on the sale of goods between VAT-registered companies based in different Euro countries. Woolley bought goods from other countries, then claimed VAT refunds from HM Revenue and Customs that were neither liable or had ever been paid. Evans then helped him with the money laundering. Both were enjoying life of luxury with expensive cars and multi-million-pound properties. Woolley managed to escape to Switzerland, from where he sought revenge on Evans for reasons that have never been entirely clear, but presumably involve large sums of money. A kidnapping was arranged, and in September 2005, the now released Evans was stopped in Cheshire by what he thought was an unmarked police car, but he was taken to a garage in Liverpool and viciously attacked with hammers before being dumped in a park the following day. So he does his time, gets out, gets beat up with hammers. In August 2009, Evans was found guilty again of a $3.5 million tax fraud and money laundering, this time with Leslie Carnes, and was sentenced to further 4 years in jail. The assets were finally tracked down, and in 2015, Evans was ordered by another judge to pay $20 million within 6 months or face another 10 years in jail. Evans tried to appeal the decision on the grounds of 5 years had elapsed since the original trial. In June 16, Carnes' application was accepted by the Court of Appeal, but Evans was refused. Prior to the final decision, Evans fled the country. In July 2017, Evans, now 58, so he's 17, he played the 81 Walker Cup, was arrested after completing a round of golf at Quinto do Lago on the Algarve in Portugal. He was remanded in custody awaiting extradition back to the UK. A Portuguese police officer commenting on the arrest said at the time, quote, "He has been playing a lot of golf and even won a few tournaments." It also was reported that he had somewhat foolishly been posting putting tips on YouTube. So his YouTube ambitions got the best of him. He was found to be in Portugal and extradited because he just couldn't help but put some putting tips up on YouTube. Multiple frauds, beaten by hammers, but that was in 1981. I don't think he'll be returning to the Walker Cup at Cypress Point this week.
Do you think they got a good name for him in jail? Donkey?
Donkey.
His donkey.
Maybe that's what they did. That's on the walkercup.co.uk site. PJ, let's do a little game. You made something up last week. You wanted to compare college football players, great first weekend of college football, to
Hey, what was
golfers?
your favorite result from the college football weekend?
I mean, BC beat up on Fordham. I do think it's interesting to see the Alabama people a little, it seems like they're in meltdown mode.
Greg Sankey upset a little bit?
I don't know, Greg. I don't know. Looks
PJ.
like you need more football money down there, Greg. You need more football money. Can't compete with the Big East. Can't compete with the Catholic schools in basketball. You need more football money because you can't beat Tommy Castellanos, who got run out of town at BC. It's a shame.
See. Yeah, I'm happy for the Florida State people, but the bloom can fall off that Tommy Rose real quick. But we'll see. So
you gonna buy a T-shirt? You gonna buy a T-shirt?
What are the T-shirts?
He's selling T-shirts with his they don't have Saban to come save him. He's cashing in heavy off this. He knows that the bloom is coming off.
What'd you enjoy, Andy? What was your favorite result?
I guess my Illini win at 52-3.
That game looked ridiculous. Wasn't it like 35-0?
It was Western Illinois, but
right away.
I'll tell you what, you know how many times we've played a team like that and it's been a close game?
That's fair.
Like we're scoring the fourth quarter to put it away. It's just fair. Nice. It was nice like turning it on and be like, oh, we're already up 21-0. Like, turn it off.
That's fair.
That being said, we're going to lose to Duke this week. So, you know, that'll.
What's the spread there?
No, that's coming.
Do we know what the early line is? Are they favored at home?
They have to be favored, but we're going to be a top 10 team in the country.
I'm happy for you. Illinois is -2.5. All right, PJ, what's our comps? What's this game you cooked up?
So it's not even comps. This is in conjunction with a friend of the program who wants to be unnamed.
Okay,
it's a little quiz for you guys. SEC
quiz.
Backup quarterback.
Oh my god.
Or SEC golfer.
Quiz? Okay.
Based on names.
Okay. This could be good, actually.
There's some good ones in here. All right, we'll start off with Luke Dunham.
Golfer.
I'm going to say golfer, too.
That is Arch Manning's backup, who might get some play time, as we saw. Luke Dunham could be a contender this year, so I figured that was a good place to start.
Are we worried about Arch Manning?
I mean, it wasn't good.
It's an interesting, Matt Patricia.
I was going to say, Matty P had him in a blender.
I think he'll be fine. I'm not going to. He was so bad, though.
How about the slow cooker, Freddie Kitchens on Bill's coaching staff?
I don't know what he's cooking up tonight. The opening script was good, and then they haven't completed a pass in about 2 hours of real time now. Doesn't look great.
Classic
Kitchens.
10-hour slow cooker meal.
Yeah.
Just ran out of time.
It'll be good. What else do we have? What's another one, PJ?
All right. Eli Walker Campbell. Good three-pronged name.
Yeah.
I'm going golfer.
I'm going to say football player.
It's an Oklahoma Sooner golfer.
Okay.
SEC legend. There you go,
Okay.
Andy. Andy's on the board. We'll go with another three-name. John Ed Steed.
Oh, man.
John Jon.
I'm going to Google this so bad, but I'm honorable.
I'm going football player.
I'll say football as well.
That is a Vanderbilt golfer. Following in the footsteps of Gordon Sargent is John Ed Steed.
They got Wells Williams and John Ed Steed. What a team.
How about Blaze Berlowitz?
Oh, my God.
There's some good names in the SEC.
I'm going football player because I have no clue, and there's been 2 golfers in a row.
Yeah, I'm going to say football as well. I think I've said football for everyone so far.
That is Diego Pavia's backup at Vanderbilt.
Okay.
There you go.
All
right. We'll do one more.
This is a good game.
This is a good one. I like this one. This is a strong name. Little alliteration here. Parker Puckett.
What good name.
He's a golfer. I hope.
I'm going to go with he's a football player.
That is Mississippi State's backup quarterback for this season.
Yes!
Parker Puckett.
I think I only got one. Parker Puckett. That's
Parker
great.
Puckett.
Good game. I like that. College football. Great opening weekend.
Yeah, we'll wrap it there. All
right. That's
crossing over, giving everybody some. It's like hockey when they do the all hair teams in Minnesota.
Yeah.
There are some good names. There's some good names around the SEC this year.
All right. The BC running back's name is Turbo Richard. Turbo Richard is our running back. Turbo, Richard. I'll leave it for the kids in the car can make their own jokes. Yeah. Quick bit of news. Hey, did you see Brooksy's schedule coming up here?
He's playing a ton.
He's playing the Irish Open, Wentworth, and the Dunhill. It's interesting. Good for him. But for a guy who, majors are the only things I care about, only things I do. It's a different tact, I would say. Playing some September, October golf.
Throw out a little conspiracy there?
Please.
Maybe this is a man right now without a tour.
That is potentially a thing. I mean, he's exempt into majors. Like, he doesn't need to be any top 50 or anything like that.
For not that much longer, but he's got to get his I mean, I imagine he's starting to think about getting his OWGR and playing real golf again.
It's a lot of golf for somebody who just, the majors are the thing. But he'll be out there a lot on the European tour. Miles Russell wins the Junior Players. Charlie Woods made an ace. You may have seen that was
heard about that.
Junior Players. And then last but not least, this just has to warm the hearts of one PJ Clark. Ernie Els, the Big Easy, on the record with, I believe it was Tom Angeli. I don't know if he's related to your quarterback, of the Palm Beach Post down there. I may have that name. He might be like Tom D'Angelo. It might be Tom D'Angelo. Different kind of Italian. The Palm Beach Post, on the record, says Tiger needs to get his ass out. I'm paraphrasing, to the senior tour.
Throwing the gauntlet down. Beat us if you can, I believe is the quote.
Beat us again, ... if you can, is what Ernie said about Tiger coming to play. I've said, please come and play. I think it can only be beneficial to him. He will get himself in golf shape. You can ride a cart without any shame. Well, isn't that maybe part of the problem, Big Ernie? I think that's maybe an issue. You can ride a cart without any shame. And if there was one guy that should be able to drive a cart, it's him. I might agree with him on that. And he can get his ass back in shape. Beat us again if you can. If he doesn't, it doesn't help him to finish 70th on the regular tour, not really getting proper reps. He could shoot 66 on the Champs Tour. Get your confidence up, make those birdie putts under the gun. Are they proper reps, though? If he's just like, I don't know, playing the Boca Grande course or whatever, Del Boca Vista. I don't know. But Ernie's making his plea. PJ, you just got to be tickled.
Well, after the Insperity deal, which I did hear after our Friday episode, that I might be on to something there, barking up the right tree, connecting the right dots, if you will. I think this is not a coincidence that this article is posted shortly thereafter. I think the groundwork is being laid. Maybe we'll see him at the PNC, and maybe an announcement will be made there. So
wow.
We'll see what happens. I don't know. As the Ernie guy, how does the Ernie guy feel about a gauntlet being thrown down?
I love it. Or Ernie. I think Ernie's foray into the Champions Tour has. It kind of feels like PJ, I might be speaking out of turn here. I'm not the expert on this podcast of the Champions Tour, but it kind of feels like whatever Ernie wants to show up and win, he shows up and wins.
Oh,
down there.
Well, he was busy. He was building his golf course in Portugal, and he showed up and he got himself a tournament there too. So he gets whatever he wants. Clearly,
so I think this is a man that's looking for a little revenge. Wants to get Tiger back down and beat him up a little bit.
I mean, if Tiger's the head of this future competitions committee, and roll up, we're hearing Champions Tour, look out. But now Tiger wants to be drawn into the Champs Tour, the disparity, this, that, or the other. It might be a conflict of interest there. I think
roll-ups zeroed in on a large loss on the balance sheet. Large negative dollar amount that the Champions Tour is every year. I think this could be hard to ignore.
Well,
too many carts.
Tiger brings the eyeballs. Tiger turns that into a less of a loss. Maybe there's another guy that once played on the Champions Tour and dominated, won every time he played practically. Maybe you could call that guy over too. And make it once everybody's friends again. Then you got two guys throwing eyeballs on the Champs Tour.
PJ single-handedly trying to get the Champs Tour resuscitated.
Everybody wants unity to see Brooks and Joaquin Neiman together. Can we get Phil back to Phoenix Country Club? Like, I think that's really what matters at the end of the day.
I mean, you can ride a cart without any shame. It's kind of the part of the problem, I feel like.
If the Champions Tour was like 20 guys,
skills challenges,
so what would they do?
I think like if it was like 20 guys, like if it was like Harrington, Els, Mickelson, Stricker, Sink, like just like guys that were like who I watched on TV, I think I'd be into it. And this comes from somebody that at some parts of his life dreamed of like the idea of being 50 and playing on the Champions Tour,
Hey, don't give up on your dream.
I've given up on the dream. I think they actually cut Q School this year.
It was rumored. I don't know if we've officially put that out, but yeah,
that's something going around that are cutting Q School.
Yeah. Jason, not to go.
Nobody wants to watch Steven Alker.
How about Steve Allen? Made $1.5 million on the tour. Jason Caron, not to go throw one up in PJ's kitchen, made $970,000. That's a lot. Like I don't know. That's a lot of money.
Like the Champions Tour doesn't work when the appeal of this Champions Tour, like the literal is like watch the legend of the game. But it's really watch the legends of the game get their ass kicked by guys that are hungrier. That doesn't work. That would be like having a football league that's like, we're going to trot out, Larry Johnson and LT. But there's a group of 45-year-old running backs that are going to start over them that never played in the NFL. Because they didn't get hit for 10 years. They're faster and stronger and better.
That's
so the coach is just going to play those guys. That's the problem with the Champions Tour. So my point would be like 20 guys, 10 tournaments a year.
Oh my God.
Let Jason Caron come into the Senior Open and play. But like the tour doesn't need to subsidize Jason Caron's like post 50-year-old life when he did nothing in the pre 50-year-old life for the tour.
You know whose post 50-year-old life is getting subsidized right now? Bill Belichick down 34-7 with 8 minutes to go in the third.
Frogs,
the
baby.
Frogs are at JJ Henry has just got to be celebrating somewhere tonight.
Have they been showing the girlfriend a lot?
She was present. She was present. Between Michael Jordan.
MJ, LT, Roy's there. Mike Lombardi was all over the pregame show. They had every former Patriot on ESPN staff there for the pregame show. They must be
34-7
going
Champions
crazy.
Tour, Champions Tour circuit on the sidelines. All right, good point.
Think about it. They could have thrown a bag at Burt Bielema.
I mean, that's a amazing hypothetical about the running back who didn't have 8 years of service, dings on his body in the start.
Right? It's the same thing.
There's all these viral clips of these like 40 and under or 45 and under tackle football leagues going around. Like,
they're so good.
Insane. These guys just concussing themselves as old men. But
that could be the Champions Tour in Andy's perfect world. I don't know. Like, I think the Tiger thing is obviously like kind of bizarre if they want to cut it, obviously. But Tiger is like very clearly making moves to start playing in this next year. Like, oh gosh, what's gonna happen?
All right, that does it for this Monday episode. A little Champs Tour, a little Walker Cup flashlight on the delinquent Duncan, and some European Tour. European Tour Ryder Cup. Congrats to Luke Donald rounding out his roster. We'll be back with you at some point. I'm not sure yet. It was odd schedule this week. We're going to talk a lot of Walker Cup, a little bit of Irish Open, and we'll be back with you maybe Wednesday. Talk to you then.